Now, President William Ruto has unveiled a bold 5 trillion shilling economic freedom project, a plan he says will transform Kenya's economy and lift millions out of poverty. Speaking during this year's Jamhuri Day celebrations, Ruto highlighted 3 priority areas, namely modern transport, food security and energy generation, that he says will drive the country toward first world status. The president says the project will rely less on the national budget and more on a new national infrastructure fund, backed by proceeds from the sale of government assets, including Safaricom, as well as public-private partnerships. And as David Mudhoka reports, Ruto has also announced that a sovereign wealth fund will be launched to secure savings for future generations.
In Kenya, about 20 million people struggle to meet basic needs like food, shelter, and clothing. Economic independence has been long overdue, and President William Ruto says he is ready to deliver it. Speaking during this year's Jamhuri Day celebrations, marking 62 years of independence, Ruto said the country is ripe for an economic transformation.
When he took the oath of office, Mzee Jomo Kenyatta warned us that independence would mean nothing if it did not improve the daily lives of ordinary citizens. Tom Mboya reminded the nation that the greatest struggle, and indeed the hardest struggle, was not political independence alone, but development itself, the economic empowerment of our people.
The president highlighted 3 priority sectors, namely modern transport, food security, as well as energy generation, as areas that could move Kenya toward first world status.
We have mapped out 2,500 kilometers of highway for dualing and 28,000 kilometers of road across the Republic for tarmacking. We have mapped out 50 mega dams, 200 mini dams, and over 1,000 macro dams across all our 47 counties, especially in our arid and semi-arid areas, which have expansive, fertile, and arable land currently not under production because of lack of water. Third, fellow citizens, energy is the lifeblood of any modern economy. Charging forward to modernize our economy, accelerate our development, and compete globally, we must and will generate at least 10,000 megawatts of new energy over the next 7 years.
Ruto says the 5 trillion shilling economic freedom project will rely less on the national budget and more on the National Infrastructure Fund. The fund will draw on proceeds from privatization of government assets, including Safaricom, with the latest sale generating 204.3 billion shillings for infrastructure development.
For decades, Kenya privatized major assets including Kenya Airways, KenGen, Kenya Re, and Safaricom. Yet the proceeds were absorbed into the budget, paying salaries and debts.
To critics, the president said,
nations like South Korea, Singapore, Hong Kong, and Malaysia once stood where we stand today, with limited resources, modest means, but armed with immense courage, determination, and ambition. Kenya can, must, and will do the same and more.
Ruto also revealed that Cabinet will soon approve the Sovereign Wealth Fund, anchored on savings for future generations, stability against global shocks, and strategic national investments. He further defended the first half of his first term, citing gains in health, agriculture, education, labor, and housing.
With less than 2 years to the 2027 general election, It is now a race against the clock for President William Ruto to prove to Kenyans that he can deliver on his promise to take the country to a first world economy. David Muthoka, NTV, Nairobi.